Welcome to our executive interview series at Defense Talks, presented by DefenseScoop. I'm Wyatt Cash, and we're here with Jennifer Swanson, Deputy Assistant Secretary of the Army for Data, Engineering, and Software. Jennifer, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So first, I'd like to start by asking, what emerging technologies or systems or concepts will have the greatest impact on DoD's mission over the coming 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, so I think I would pick three. Number one is data. So, data centricity, top priority for Secretary of the Army, and we are really forging forth in terms of being able to implement that with our unified data reference architecture, which is going to be required by our programs and enable data centricity across the force. It's something that's really going to be a force multiplier for our soldiers and our commanders in the field. AI, very tightly coupled with data, because data is an enabler for us to really be able to implement AI across the force, and it's something that we're really, I would say, working very hard right now to make sure that we do responsibly and securely. But once we are able to get there, it's really going to provide our soldiers the ability to do what they can't do manually with data, because there's so much data. So how do you now collate all of that and really get down to the bottom line of what does this all mean to me and how do I make a decision based on that? So AI is a big thing. The last thing that I'd like to talk about is digital engineering. So the Under Secretary of the Army signed a directive just yesterday for digital engineering that really paves the way for us to very quickly adopt and implement digital engineering across all of our space, right? So ground vehicles, aviation platforms, sensors, even I would say things that aren't traditionally hardware based, but also from a software perspective, how do we pull that in and make sure that our software is being developed and feeding our digital engineering tools and platforms, et cetera. So that's very exciting. DefenseTalks, my group, is leading execution of that digital engineering directive on behalf of the Under, and that's really going to allow us to get to all of these things that we do manually in a digital environment. So speed, accuracy, all of that is going to be greatly improved.
And then as the Defense Department pushes towards JADC2 across the military and with our coalition partners, what will be the key to successfully driving a seamless transfer of data among the services for quicker and better decision making?
Yeah. So in my opinion, I think CDAO has been working on a digital integration layer. I think we need to align between the services and with CDAO on what that looks like, because the services are always going to have slightly different implementations and requirements and things that we do along the data centricity lines, but there has to be some integration point that we all tie into so that we're able to share that data. So my view is CDAO is very interested in data mesh architecture. They've put out several RFIs. Our unified data reference architecture is data mesh based. We are, as far as I know, we're the only service that's developed a reference architecture and is implementing it now that is a data mesh based architecture. So we're working with CDAO. They're interested in what we've done. And I don't want to speak for them, but I think there is potential for the unified data reference architecture that the Army developed to become more broadly adopted across DoD. And either way, whatever that data integration layer is, needs to work with what we're doing and what all the other services are doing.
Makes a total amount of sense. Well, Jennifer Swanson, thank you for taking a few minutes to join us here at Defense Talks and sharing some of your perspectives with us.
Thank you so much for having me.